of Earth. Due to this, the two opposite charges are coming closer to each other. Then what happens? That the electrical discharge takes place between the cloud to the earth. Electrical discharge taking place between cloud to the earth. That means the charges start to flow from the cloud to earth. This is, we are calling it the lightning taking place between the cloud and the earth. So the lightning can occur between cloud and cloud and cloud and earth. Both the things can happen. It is dangerous when it takes place between the cloud and the earth. Right? This is how the lightning occurs. This lightning, it is a kind of electrical discharge process. It is the flow of charges from the cloud to the earth. The charges are flowing from the cloud to earth, and they require they are selecting the path also. Always that flow of charges are selecting the shortest path. The shortest path it is selecting. And if the lightning is taking place on the surface, there are so many things: buildings, towers, tree, so many things. Suppose we have a person is standing on the ground and there is a building. There is a building. And there may be a tree also. There may be a tree also. Now, in this tree, and there is a tower. It may be a tower, right? It is a tower. Now all the things are having different height from the ground. Now the electrical discharge is taking place. The charged cloud, it induces positive charges on the ground surface. The electrical discharge taking place, so the lightning occurs between the cloud and the ground. The charges start to flow from the cloud to the ground. But on that path, there are four things. We are assuming there are four things: a person, a building, a tower, and the tree. Now this flow of charge, it select the shortest path to reach the ground. Shortest path means that the object which is nearer to this cloud, means the highest object, that is the tower. Now the charges start to flow. It prefer to flow through the highest object. So it flows through the tower. Through the tower, it reaches the ground surface. Right? If anything is not present, if nothing is present, if it is open space, then a person is standing. Now the person is the tallest at this place. So now what will happen? That the flow of charge obviously takes place through his body. Then it causes the lethal effect. That's why we say, we assume, we call that the lightning is more dangerous, because it is very high amount of voltage, and that large amount of voltage, it passes through this person, human being, living thing. Then he cannot tolerate that flow of charges, so immediately it can cause death. That is the lightning effect. So it has to be prevented, means that the precautions must be taken to escape from the lightning. There are some methods to escape from the lightning. That methods are, means that we can say some do's and don'ts. When you are inside the house, what you should do, you should not do. When you are outside the house, what you should do and should not do. That there are some methods. Suppose you are outside. At that time the lightning occurs. And at that time, you must do what? you must go to some place where there is no conducting material. Suppose you are taking shelter under any place, and that place should not be made up of metals. That means we should not take the shelter under metallic shed. That should not be done. If you are outside, nothing, no object, no higher object other than you, then you should sit at the same place in the squat position. In the squatting position, you must sit. Why should we do so? Because if you are standing, you are the tallest, your body is providing the shortest path. So you are supposed to make your body to the level of ground. For that you may lie on the ground, but that is also not required, because if you lie on the ground, during that time the ground is wet, then it may also cause. That's why it is advised to sit in the squat position. That should be done if you are in the outside, right? If you are in the house, inside the house, then you should do what? You should not do what? During that time, that all the electrical appliances should be unplugged, because that even the switches are also off, in the off position, that the lightning, it is having very high voltage. During that time, if it occurs, if it is passing through the building, then that high voltage may affect all the electrical circuit in your house. That's why it is advised, unplug all the electrical appliances. Then you should not take baths during that time, because if it is occurring through your house, then in your house, at the tallest position, the overhead water tank will be there, and it may pass through that overhead tank, so that through the tank the water, and through the water the electric current may flow. It may provide the severe shock. That's why it is advised not to take bath during this condition. Then we should not sit nearer to the window by opening it, because the lightning, it releases a very bright streak of light. It is very brighter. We should not see directly. So if we sit nearer to the window, it may also cause some effects. So it is advised not to sit near the window. During that time, that not to contact with other people through the landline phone, because through the landline phone wiring is there, then through the wire the electric current may flow. We can speak to others through mobile phones. That is advisable, right? So these are some precautions to be taken while the lightning occurs inside and outside the house, right? So that's why to prevent the damage of buildings, even if the lightning passing through a building, it may cause some effect on the building also. So that's why, to prevent the building from the lightning conductor is used. Lightning conductor, it is nothing but, suppose there is a building. This is a building, right? And on the building, a lightning conductor is fixed. Lightning conductor, it is a simple wire. It is coated. Simple wire means the wire is coated with some insulating material, and that wire is taken from the top of building and passing along the building. The other end is buried under the ground. With a large copper plate at the other end. Large copper plate. It is because copper is a good conductor, and it can allow all the charges quickly into the ground. At this end, at the top of this, there are some metallic conductors, sharp metallic conductors placed. The sharp metallic conductors, they are able to absorb the charges quickly, collect the charges. All the charges are immediately transferred to the earth, so that we are making the earthing process. This is the structure of the lightning conductor. Whenever the lightning occurs, all the charges are collected by this sharp conductor quickly. They are taken to the earth and the building is safer. So this is how the lightning conductor works. Right? Now this is all about the lightning. Remaining thing we will discuss in the next session.